Decade of music would I want to be transported to? I mean, probably, can we do half decades? I would say like 65 through 75, maybe. Because I think that's when like all the cool Woodstock, like Joni Mitchell, Beatles stuff was happening. It was before disco got too crazy, you know? And I feel like it was a time when singer-songwriters and the song and the lyric were really respected and appreciated. So either that or, can I have two answers? I would love to be transported back to like, I guess to the early 90s so that I could end up getting on the Lilith Fair first time around and getting like a huge fat record deal as a female artist. That would be pretty rad. Sorry, I probably took your
No, oddly enough, I think I would like to be transported back to the 50s.
Ooh.
I'm kind of a doo-wop geek. I grew up listening to oldies, and it was just such an innocent, fun doo-wop, and even Motown I love. Even though my music doesn't reflect that, I still love it.
Krispy Kreme donuts. Does that count? But you mean a musical guilty pleasure?
Anything, right?
Musical guilty pleasure. Someone very near and dear to me has a theory that there's no such thing as a guilty pleasure. Because if you like something, you like something. Why be guilty about it? Like, you know, I love me some Katy Perry. You know, I love like an awesome, well done pop song, and I also love, you know, Damien Rice and Mumford & Sons. Like, I like a full spectrum of music. So I think there's, as far as music goes, I'm coming around. I agree with my friend that there's no such thing as a guilty pleasure. Just like a wide tastes. But
Unless you feel embarrassed about it.
Yeah, I guess I'm not really embarrassed about anything I listen to, am I?
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, guilty pleasure is always things like pints of Ben & Jerry's and Krispy Kremes.
Yeah. Musically, I would say George Michael.
Ooh.
And yes, Kyler and I both have sweet tooths. Sweet teeth.
Yeah. We will probably indulge after the show.
Maybe.
Yeah, I love the sound of crickets in the summer. I'm from North Carolina and I grew up in the country, and I live in Los Angeles right now, and there are no bugs because I mean, that's not true. There are very few bugs because they don't have anywhere to live. Everything's paved over. And when I was growing up, if you went outside at night, it was like a symphony of crickets and cicadas and night owls and mockingbirds and all kinds of noises you couldn't even really identify, and I miss that a lot. Even have one of those little machines by my bed that has crickets and like rainfall and ocean noises, and I always set it on crickets if I'm going to use it. So that's what I do.
I love, this is cheesy, I love to hear my husband sing, because he doesn't sing, like he's a sound engineer, but sometimes I'll catch him singing along to the radio, and I'll just tune in my ear, and he has a really good voice, very sweet. But I also love, what really soothes me are my favorite female vocalists, like Shawn Colvin's voice and Sarah McLachlan's voice. Yeah, they're just kind of home.
My alarm going off. Though my alarm actually right now on my iPhone is a harp sound. It's the most soothing alarm I've ever had in my entire life, and I like it. But someone who's on tour with me right now, Richard Oliver Furch, has a very different alarm. It's from his BlackBerry, which is what I used to have, and I have that same alarm that he's using right now. And so when his goes off, it basically gives me a heart attack. Like, you know that adrenaline you get every morning when your alarm goes off? And he has it set on LA time, where we're from. So every day at noon, East Coast time, the alarm goes off because it's 9 a.m. LA, and I'm in the middle of the day, and I get an adrenaline rush, and I want to wring his neck. Yeah, and he refuses to turn it off because he likes to devil me.
Definitely, yes, the alarm in the morning, and I also obviously hate feedback. I also hate ambulance sirens. It kind of freaks me out a little bit.
I know who my favorite fictional hero is. Jim is truly outrageous. Truly outrageous. You can be the Misfits and I can be Jim. If I could be anything other than a musician, if I couldn't be a musician, if I didn't have to do all the studying to get there, I would love to be like some crazy like particle physicist or like some quantum physicist who like studies like the edge of philosophy and reason and the universe and all that, because I love that
You
stuff.
did part of the education.
I did a little bit. Like undergrad, I had a quantum physics class, and that was like my favorite class in all of college before I came to Berkeley. But just because it makes you think about the universe and your perceptions of it and how they might be built on something that's not quite right. So I love that stuff. But you know, I'd probably be too lazy to go through all that education, especially if it was like right now I had to switch careers. I would somehow work with animals, like maybe in animal protection somehow. I'm not really sure how, but I would love to work with animals.
I would, a couple things. I would own a bed and breakfast because I like to bake for people and take care of people. And I would also be a florist. I would love to arrange flowers, and I love colors and shapes and that kind of stuff. And I would have flowers at my bed and breakfast. My water bottle.
Tea bags.
We're such dorky singers.
Yeah. Well, on this side of the Atlantic, not enough people have heard of Ellie Goulding. Ellie Goulding, she's a UK artist. She's huge over there, but love her, and her electronica music inspired my new record. Another one that I recently heard that I got into is Gemma Hayes. She's an Irish singer-songwriter, and also the same thing, like she's big back there, but I don't think a lot of people know of her here, and she's really amazing. So.
I would say he's you know, done really well for himself, but not enough people know who he is. But my friend Chris Trapper, this amazing vocalist and songwriter. Yeah, I've been doing some shows with him, and you know, he has a nice crowd at every show, but I would love for him to be
Superstar.
a superstar. He is a superstar.
That's kind of heartbreaking, because if you forget who everyone else is, then you forget the people you love and why you love them. It's kind of like having Alzheimer's, I guess. But if you forget who you are, you probably forget everyone that you love too, because you forget why you love them. So that's like,
it's a lose-lose, basically.
yeah, it's like, that would be like hell to wake up in either of those situations. But I think I'd have to go with forget everyone else, because like, I mean, if you don't know who you are, you don't have anything.
I would go with you too, because I'm pretty much there already. I have a really bad memory. And it's no
Wait,
offense.
I'm Kyler England. Kyler.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
This is a little embarrassing.
It's totally
Guilty
embarrassing.
pleasure.
Yours is a guilty pleasure. Mine was totally like cliche for female singer-songwriters of my generation, but the Indigo Girls. That was my first concert. I was 16. And it's funny because sometimes I have people who bring like their young children to my shows, even like, you know, young babies or like, you know, like a 10-year-old, and they'll say, this is my first concert. I'm like, wow, I get to be someone's first concert. And they're often like really young, but I was 16 when I went to my first concert. I don't know why I was I think my parents just, I don't know, they didn't let us out of the house.
You were busy riding horses.
I grew up in the country, so I wasn't out like on the town. But yeah, I saw them, and I was already like really into their music, and they're the ones that inspired me to write songs. So yeah, I owe it all to them.
Mine was
Debbie
in
Gibson.
6th grade. It was Debbie Gibson. But that was like a family event. But again, it was super inspiring. She inspired me first to write my own songs, you know, in 5th and 6th grade. But then my first concert by myself without my parents was 10,000 Maniacs, and that's awesome. I'm Kristin Cifelli, and you can find me at KristinCifelli.com, which is kind of hard to spell, but it's Kristin with an I-N, and and Cifelli, CIFELLI.com.
Hi, I'm Kyler England, and I'm at KylerEngland.com, and that is spelled Kyler like Tyler with a K, England just like the country.